Okay, in this video I've got one of these, what were common there for a while, these sort of fancy, basically rabbit ears antenna. This is an old one I got from somewhere, and I thought it'd actually be interesting to have a look what's inside these things. Got a bit of solder on it from sitting under the bench there. But I think they were basically a bit of a joke, weren't really much better than the ones that just had these two antennas on them. It's actually still got a good one, so that'll be worth stealing. That's all. Often these are good for fitting onto boom boxes and stuff. It's got this round, it's probably meant to be a UHF antenna or something. Suppose they've got some sort of amplifier in there. It's got a switch on off pot there, power gain, made in China. You can put an external amplifier on it, that's a bit different. So you can probably use it as an amplifier for an external one. We need 100 milliamps, 12 volt DC, or we've got AC here, so maybe you could actually run it off a battery in a caravan or something. So I thought of everything with this one, but generally they don't think they really did much better than the normal ones if you either got good reception or you didn't. But there was certainly a whole lot of different ones like this around at one stage. And instead of just like a $10 pair of rabbit ears, you paid, I don't know, $40 odd or something for one of these. And I'm pretty sure most of them were a bit of a scam. In situations they might have worked a bit better. This one, the cord looks like it's just about broken on the outer shield there. But I think I just saved this to pinch the power cord and that one good rabbit's ear off it before it went in the rubbish. But let's see if there's really anything much of a circuit in this thing. Possibly it's got some sort of little masthead amplifier, but the problem with these sort of antennas is if they've got a low signal, you're only going to be amplifying the noise and stuff anyway, which is most likely all you're going to pick up with one of these in a bad reception area. A lot of these would work quite well in just rabbit ears in suburbia. Well, it's actually got quite a bit of electronics in there. Small transformer, yeah, switch pot. That switch pot might actually turn out to be handy because they're using a few bits of audio equipment. These are on some sort of spring thing. So just so they can rotate. Not sure what that spring does. Oh, this would actually, oh, look at that. That's real high tech for sure. But I guess if there's two different bands and you can move them around to different positions, that was often the problem with rabbit ear. All the old coil type antennas that sat on top of the TVs, you had to move them into different positions for different channels. That's why a lot of people got sick of them and actually installed an outdoor antenna, or sometimes two outdoor antennas if you needed a UHF in a different direction or anything. But let's have a quick look at the board in this thing. I assume I've got to undo that clamp as well for the cable maybe. No, it comes out without that. LEDs are glued in. Bits of hot melt glue everywhere. The good old days of sticking hot melt glue everywhere on things. You know it's a top quality product when it's full of hot melt. Well, it's about something like what I would expect. Whoops, either I've ripped that off or someone else. Well, I don't think I could have done that just then, could I? So I've actually got a capacitor unsoldered. I assume that went to the center of that thing. That's weird, it was right over there somewhere, so I don't know how that got there. Where's the transistors in this thing? Oh, they're little surface mount. So we've got two transistors, so it's a 2 transistor amplifier. Looks like maybe a couple of ballons there. Is that coming from the antennas? I guess it will be, yeah. So we do actually have 2 wired up antennas. Both go through a 300 to 75 ballon, I guess, since this is 75. These were basically what would run into ribbon cable. Oops, we just got another wire loose here, so I wonder if someone's been in this before, or did that just fall off then? The fact that it snapped off is usually a sign that someone's been fiddling with something before. That didn't look like the board had been out. So maybe it's just a really cheapo bit of wire there that just broke off. It's not that stiff, but it's kind of stiff. Yeah, unless someone's been in here and wobbled it from the other side, which is possible. Well, that's 2 faults I found already. I would actually thought this thing would still be intact. Might just patch her up. And I guess we can put our cap back on. So I wonder if someone just dropped this off the TV or something. There's sort of thing that could easily be bumped and they'd slide down the back of the TV and crash on the floor, or even off the front of it sometimes, but they weren't unknown for getting dropped a bit. I wouldn't have thought there was enough inertia in that cap, but maybe, I guess if that cap, if it really hit on the front there or something, that cap could have pulled the connection loose. Made a bit of a dry joint, it took so long to set. But that'll do for testing. See if this thing even fires up. The other thing I really need to fix is the cable, probably. But let's get the damn thing back together. Fairly certain this outer sheath is broken, but then again I can see a couple of copper strands, so it's probably enough to make a connection. This one obviously had a lot of fiddling around, or it's been dropped a few times, even the plug's been on it, but then it was on a pile of stuff going for anyway, so that's not surprising. And it's been on my floor for a while, so I'll probably trot on it, because I've been meaning to get it out of the garage and either, or at least have a look at it and see what it is, and then ideally get rid of it. Well, we turn up. Oh, look at that! It's just a the gain light goes up and down in brightness with a pot. So I wonder if that pot must vary the voltage to probably the whole thing, maybe. Yeah, I'm in a shed here and I'm not going to get much in the way of reception, so nothing's really worth taking it, hooking up to a TV. I think at least we've seen it powers up. I've seen a little bit of what it does. But the main idea is to get rid of this thing. So the 3 wires to the potentiometer go to there. And that goes to God knows where. That is the B plus probably. That's ground. Where's this green LED hook to? To a resistor. Yeah, so literally the wiper of the pot. So does this really do anything else? Maybe. Goes through a resistor. Oh, it goes into one of the transistors. So it probably does just adjust the base bias or something on one of the amplifiers. It might have real effect, but yeah, generally they were not known for their quality. So I think I'll nick that pot. Possibly this sort of still available, but and it is a 1K, so at least it's a reasonable sort of value. I'll keep the nut with that. I don't think the knob's much good, but I might keep it with it for now anyway. Sometimes you just want a random knob for something. And that's our one antenna, that's the other. Cut the transformer back off. We've got a power socket. That might be worth saving. Get rid of our fly lead. Our cod's actually got one of those moulded things on it, which can be worth having sometimes. I assume that transformer puts out the sort of voltage that ends up being around 12 volts. That's very short after that moulded bit, so yeah, it might be worth keeping. Always seem to be getting things to repair with those gone. And that transformer is probably actually worth something, because if you want a low current 12 volt supply, that's a nice little small one. I might just ride around 12 volt, 100 milliamp, so it's going to be around there somewhere. That could be handy in a little project sometime. I don't think there's anything on that board worth saving. Socket's a little bit different to the usual. But yeah, not much in that. And I'll take that one good antenna off. Can I get it out of... If we turn it, does it unscrew itself? I don't think we're going to be that lucky, are we? Well, the next step is what happens if we open this bit up. I doubt it's not very much, but it might. Is that going to come apart? There's a clip there somewhere. Or... Whoops, there's the clip. Ah, there's the bits. That is some sort of tube, metal tube that's flattened in a few spots. I think, is it aluminium, steel? I don't know. Let's have a look at it. It's well sprung. I think there's rust on it, so it's probably only steel. Yeah, I think it's just a bit of steel tube. Oh, they're cut off, aren't they? The bit we want is that bit, so if we press that in, and maybe the other half, it's not going to come apart easily, I don't think. There you go. And yeah, there's a tiny little screw in there. Nice if you can pinch the base as well, because sometimes if you can replace the base, you can fix an otherwise broken antenna, even though the bases are incompatible. So yeah, it used to be easy to buy those, but not so much anymore. I've got a power socket out of it. That's all rubbish. I'll pull the other antenna off so it can all go to in the bin. And a few useful little screws maybe. That is a bit of a random socket. I don't know that it's... Doesn't look like a standard one. Look at these wires, they just fall off in no time. Those are actually brass, I think, so you can recycle those. Yeah, plated brass, although you probably have to take that out. I think, to be fair, that whole end bit is... Yeah, it broke off that cast. And is there a bit of steel and rubbish in there? Or is that just part of the brassy? Barely worth the trouble, since they weigh virtually nothing, but at least that can go in the recycling that way. And that was the main thing I wanted, but as a bonus, got a potentiometer and a little transformer. And it goes to show that even one of those dodgy little antennas has a few useful pieces in it, a lot more in it than I was expecting. So thanks for watching.